Hello my loves. I'm going to talk about my YouTube journey thus far. It's been about 2 weeks since I started. I feel like I have learned so much information and so much about myself, so I wanted to share a little bit of that journey. If you are going to start a YouTube, if you started YouTube, if you're wanting to start something, I know that there is going to be some part of this message that you can apply to whatever it is that you're starting. So, number one, before I started YouTube, I was watching a lot of content about how to start a YouTube, and I think this is extremely important when you are starting off on this venture because there's so many little tips and tricks that you need to learn in order to even understand how to upload and post a video. I would have no idea how to do this. There's so much more to it than just like uploading, posting, done. There's certain ways and certain things that you need to learn about how to improve your views and how to push your content out into the algorithm and let YouTube work its magic. I'm not saying I'm a guru at this because I don't have a lot of views on my videos yet. I'm very brand new and I'm loving the process of being a beginner, and I didn't think that I would. There are moments where I feel cringy and I feel uncomfortable and I feel silly and I feel hard on myself that I am not doing as good as I thought or as good as I want, and I'm not beating myself up, but I'm being hard on myself that I didn't go viral overnight. And that's okay because I'm in the beginning, and I know that at some point, as I keep pushing, as I keep learning, as I keep settling into myself and coming alive, I'm going to get there. I'm going to at some point go viral. I know it because God put it on my heart, and I'm going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing till I get there. Learning about YouTube has been very important in the beginning stages. So I learned as much as I could in that first month, just like cramming my head full of knowledge and learning how to make the thumbnails, make the videos, upload the videos, and really try to have all the knowledge that I need in order to feel like I am going to put out the best content possible at this moment in time. But there comes a point when you need to stop consuming the content and start creating. I know a lot of people can get stuck on the fact that they don't feel good enough, they don't feel ready enough, they don't feel prepared enough, they don't think that they have all the tools in their belt that they need to start. While this can be true, maybe you don't have all the knowledge to make you successful on video one, you still need to start because along the journey you're going to learn more and more and more, and it's going to make you more successful overall in the long term. But without starting, you're never going to know. And do I wish that I had more tools in my belt before I started? Of course, but I had to just push myself off the ledge and just go for it. And I know that at some point this is just gonna keep going on an escalating journey. So if you are over consuming content and you're not putting anything out, or it goes the same for like any kind of overconsumption. If you are over consuming and not releasing, you're blocking the flow. Creation and release, so giving and receiving, needs to be in a flow, in a continuous circle. Otherwise, you're either blocking the flow or you're depleting your cup. So you need to constantly be giving, receiving, giving, receiving, giving, receiving to flow, to move in that circular motion and have that balance, because without that balance you are out of sync and we don't want that. We don't want to be out of sync. With Instagram and TikTok, I overconsume content mindlessly. I doom scroll, so I'm just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I'm not paying attention to the time, I'm not paying attention to what I'm consuming. It's not constructive, it's more destructive, and it can be entertaining. So there are moments in the day where that's totally fine. It's okay to just like veg out for a minute and scroll. YouTube I use as a tool to educate myself. There comes a point where you fill up so much with knowledge that you can't consume anymore because you're full. So you have to put something out. Whether you're doom scrolling, consuming content for educational purposes through YouTube, books, podcasts, whatever it may be, all of that information is great, but what are you doing with it? there needs to be an output. So having that creative outlet is really going to help you empty your cup and be able to fill it back up. And that's where we create that circle, the continuous loop. And without that continuous loop, you're, like I said, you're going to feel either depleted, or you're going to feel a lack of creation, a lack of inspiration. And we are creative beings. God created us to be creative. He creates through us, and we co-create with God. That makes our life magical and beautiful, and we always want to be creating. So if you are in a slump where you are not creating, watch what you are consuming, because a lot of the times, especially now, social media has like taken over our lives, and we consume so much. And that dulls our creative spark. So use what you are consuming and flip that into something that you can create. And that doesn't mean you need to sell something or whatever. You can create just to create. If you love poetry, write a poem. If you love drawing, draw. If you like content creation, make a video. If you like drawing in the sand, go draw in the sand. It can be whatever you want, but find a creative outlet that works for you, because you need to pour out. After you pour out, make sure that you do pour back in. And that doesn't mean just consuming content. You need to pour into yourself with self-love, self-care, also self-discipline, and make sure that you are in that loop and you're always continuing to fill up your cup, pour out your cup. And on this journey, I'm really learning when to stop consuming content. And after I learned how to make all these things in my YouTube and make sure that I am using tools that I know well, then I started watching videos on how to go viral. And that's the slippery slope that I started diving into, that I brought my awareness in and realized, okay, I gotta cut this out, because it was causing more pressure and shame on me, and it was taking away like the joy and the creativity out of my YouTube. I was putting so much pressure on myself, how to go viral, how to be somebody that people want to listen to, how to create the perfect beginning so people watch all the way to the end. And it started to feel so inorganic to me. And I was filming videos because I was watching a certain content creator tell her channel that if you are not scripting your videos, people aren't going to watch you because you are all over the place. So I tried scripting and I hated it. If you're starting a YouTube or starting something, there might be advice that comes at you that it works for some people but does not work for other people, and this absolutely did not work for me. It felt extremely rigid. I felt so stiff and robotic reading off a script, filming my videos. It did not feel like me. It did not flow. It felt very scripted. You could tell I was like reading off something, and I don't like to make videos like that. I want to just be myself and let God speak through me, because if I'm speaking through myself, that human lens is getting in the way. Whatever works for you. If a script does work for you, so sorry. If a script does work for you, that's great. If you feel like you stay more on track, beautiful. Utilize that and run with it. But for me, I really did not like it. Certain things are going to make certain creators more successful, but that doesn't mean that it needs to apply to you, and you do not have to use everything that everyone is saying, like do this or else. And I know that success looks different for everybody, and we're all on different tracks. So what went viral for someone on day one will not work for you. You may not go viral on your first day. You may not go viral in your first year. It really doesn't matter, because the ears that need to hear are going to hear you. And sometimes the success that we want, we're not going to be able to handle right away. That's the preparation of going through something that leads you where you're meant to go, and you evolve and become the person that you need to be able to handle that version of success. Who I am right now, I really don't think I could handle having 10,000 followers, 10,000 eyes on me. I would feel pressure from that. So I'm evolving to be able to handle more and more eyes, more and more judgment, more and more criticism, all of that stuff. So as I'm going through this journey, I know that I'm evolving, because I already am. And listen, I understand that we all want the numbers, because with those numbers means money and we want to get monetized. But stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Create because you enjoy it, not because it feels like a task, like a job, like you're pressuring yourself and really feeling like, ugh, I have to make a YouTube video, because if I don't put out 100 videos in an hour, I'm going to become irrelevant and I'm not going to get paid. It's coming. It's going to come. Believe that. Just believe in yourself, believe that, trust God, and let go of the rest. Let go of the how. Don't worry about it. And I know that when I just start creating to create and I feel that joy, that's when all of the magic happens. I get out of my own way. I stop putting my human emotions into it and I just create because I'm being in service. That is when the magic starts to flow. So don't put that pressure on yourself. Let it go. We are giving our time, our creative process, our energy into our YouTube channels, and that giving now opens the loop back up to receive. So in some way or form, we're going to start receiving something, whether it's receiving more views, receiving more subscribers, receiving money, receiving more information to have more videos and make more content. It's going to be that loop, and as we receive, it gives us a little nudge to keep giving, and then a little nudge to receive, and a little nudge to keep giving. That is going to expand you even more to be able to hold what you're trying to call in. So you're on the right track. Don't worry. I know for myself, I really need to just stop looking at the analytics. Yes, it's great to see who's watching, how long they watched, and whatever, but that can also deter you. So number one, calm down. Number two, make a bank of videos, because when you have a cushion of like 5 to 10 videos that you have already made, they've been edited, you've got the title, you've got the thumbnail, you've got the description, it's literally ready, scheduled to post in a week or whatever. You have a comfort zone of content that when you don't feel inspired to make something, you don't have to pressure yourself into making something. So create when you feel like creating and bank it. You can make 10 videos in one day. If you have 10 different topics that you want to talk about, that's totally fine. And then on the days where you need to rest or you just don't feel like it, then you don't push yourself to make something that is not of quality. A lot of content creators are telling people to make content and just push it out and pump it out and make sure that you're posting every single day. But if you don't have something of value to say, why would you want to put something out that's not of quality, that's not something that people are going to receive something from? I don't want to make that kind of content. I don't want to talk and just make a video to make a video, because to me, that's not genuine. I don't feel like I'm showing up as my best for my channel, for the people that are watching. So I want to make videos when I have something to say that's of importance, that's of value, that you're gonna learn something from, that you're gonna take something away from, that makes you and your life better, easier, more informed. So don't take on that pressure either. And just like scripting your videos, if that doesn't work for you, don't do it. If making a video every single day doesn't work for you, don't do it. Utilize the time that you have to benefit you. Yes, it's okay to relax. I'm not saying like never watch a movie. I'm not saying don't watch funny Instagram reels, but give yourself a certain amount of time in the day where that's okay. It's like when you're eating, 80% healthy, 20% not. You have to set those percentages and those goals for you to be the best version that you can be. And mindlessly scrolling and constantly consuming it doesn't feel very good to the human or to the soul. So we're filling up our humans, but our souls are feeling empty, and that is not a good place to be in. So these are just some things that I've learned so far on my YouTube journey. I also find that there is a lot of content creation right now that is blowing up, that is getting monetized very quickly because of one fact. They are speaking about how to explode on YouTube. And I think that that is a trending topic because so many people are waking up in this world and realizing that working a 9 to 5 is soul sucking. It does not work for them. If it works for you, that does not apply to you. Your soul is not being sucked. But if you find that it is draining, you don't feel in alignment, you don't find joy in it, a lot of people are realizing, okay, I can make money posting content, and they want to find those keys to success in order to make money so that they can quit their job that is draining them. So they were looking to these videos hoping to get monetized as fast as possible. And speaking about YouTube is something that YouTube is promoting. They're picking up those videos out of the algorithm and they're pushing them out to many different people because that is a hot topic right now. So a lot of content and a lot of content creators are speaking about how to quickly get monetized on YouTube, and that's promoting YouTube. So YouTube is like, hey, thank you, and they are pushing that out. And I really thought about it for a minute about, okay, why don't I just make a bunch of videos on YouTube talking about how to create a YouTube and speaking more about YouTube. But that is so far out of alignment with what I want to talk about that I don't want to do it that way. That does not feel like me. That doesn't feel like something that is in alignment. That feels inorganic. And if that's something that you want to do because you feel passionate about it, go for it. But if that is not your passion, you're gonna burn yourself out speaking over and over and over about the same topic and not speaking about what truly matters to you. So my YouTube channel is about something different, and that is totally okay. If it takes me longer to build the following and the views that I want to have, that's okay. That's my process. That's part of my path. That's God's plan for me, and I don't have to push it and rush it following somebody else's blueprint. I'm forging my own path. And I think that's a beautiful and necessary way to do it for myself. So all of these things that I'm learning, I am putting out to you. Take it, do what you want, and make sure that you are finding what works for you. I think that's all I have to say. I think that's all God wants to speak through me. Happy creating, happy consuming. Make sure that you are finding that balance, because that is really what's going to cause success for you. And if it's not a YouTube and it's something else, find the message. Have a good day, you guys. Thanks for watching.